Hey everyone, welcome to Tent Talk, the Farmers Market podcast. This podcast is all about farmers markets. Whether you're a farmers market manager or a small farmer or food maker selling at farmers markets, you have found just the right podcast.
Hey, I'm Kat Fields-White.
And I'm Bridget Myers. We're longtime farmers market managers and educators. Get ready to catch up on all things farmers market pros.
Today's episode of Tent Talk, the Farmers Market podcast, is supported by MarketWurks. Escape the stuffed 3-ring binder and the generic spreadsheets and consolidate your market applications, space reservations, invoicing, and reports into one convenient program. MarketWurks can help. It's easy to establish and update vendor profiles and create polished market maps to give your website and your marketing some extra love with MarketWurks' simple interface. If you're ready to streamline your market management systems, contact Chris at MarketWurks by clicking their logo on the resource page at farmersmarketpros.com.
Well, welcome back to Tent Talk, everybody. We know many of you are gearing up for a new season at your markets these days. Are you growing or making something new? If you're a market manager, are you mapping a new location and getting new vendors oriented? We operate year-round markets here in San Diego, and still, this is the time of year that we too also see new vendors, new products, and lots of new energy as the weather gets sunnier.
Knock wood. The weather is going to be sunnier, right? Even
Please.
here in San Diego, we've had such a soupy winter.
It has been mucky and wet here, and I know we're little babies and we cry about the weather all the time, but it really has been rainy.
It has been rainy.
And windy.
Oh, the wind.
Oh,
we canceled a market for the first time in years and years and years.
Couldn't believe it.
Yeah, it was terrible.
Dragging
and I
those
know
tents.
that even though it's been nice here for the last couple of weeks, again, it's been really wet in some other parts of the country. We've been looking on Instagram and seeing markets canceled because of high wind or just too much rain, flooding on sites. It's the worst.
Oh, man. Well, so we're looking forward to some dry, sunny days. Sunny, but not too hot, please.
Yeah,
I feel like
that too.
We're kind of like skipping spring here. And again, I know we're little babies in San Diego. So, but we're used to, a nice 75 and sunny, light breeze. And I just really want that to happen more and more at the market. So we're hoping for a little bit of spring and a nice, easy summer. Let's do it.
Here and beyond.
And beyond. And wherever you are.
Wishing you some dry times. We have seen, it's been encouraging to see people posting great pictures of their first day that's drizzly, but that has lots and lots of customers out there in their boots and their umbrellas.
That has been really nice, I think, with our weather and just kind of commiserating with other market managers via DMs or when we saw everybody at the conference and just saying, oh, the weather has not been so great this winter and early spring, but just that the shoppers are still out there shopping and that everyone's used to it. And the vendors have not been, I really feel like our vendors have not been as cranky as they have been in past years where we've had weeks and weeks of pretty bad weather. So we're all kind of all right, we've made it through some tough stuff. Weather is fine. We can do this.
Yeah, we can do this.
Yeah.
We're not isolating or anything, right? we can still come out.
That's right. That's right. We're here. Well, we're just far enough away now from all the hard work to look back fondly on our 7th annual Intense conference that happened back in March.
I am looking at it fondly now.
Yes. Now I am
tired and a little fussy for the first 2 weeks after the conference.
Oh man, it was a busy lead up to the conference, and talk about that was when we were having all of our bad weather here, although the skies did clear for our conference week. Bless it. And it was wonderful.
It was nice. Yeah. We saw people in shorts.
Yeah.
We saw people at the beach.
Yeah.
It was good. It was a little bit chillier than it usually is during conference time here, but apparently it was much nicer than many of the places those folks were flying in from. So everybody seemed pretty happy.
Everyone was happy. And I feel like it was actually really great weather. But leading up to that, we had some pretty rainy, windy markets. And we had a lot going on our market side. So it was a little bit of a shuffle, and afterwards we had a lot of stuff going on right after the conference and have just been really busy since then. So it's nice now to kind of take a breath and look back and really admire what a great job we did and how much fun everybody had there and all the great content and everything that came from the conference.
It was amazing. We had such good speakers this year.
Yeah, we had such great speakers, lots of attendees, both in person and online, who I know had really great feedback about our speakers and learned a lot. And we've been talking to a lot of people about that. I know that I really enjoyed just so many of them. I was trying to think write down a couple of speakers that you enjoyed, but really I felt very captivated and educated by everybody who got on stage that whole conference. So it was awesome.
Yeah. Mandy.
Yep.
Going deep in the books.
Yeah.
Christine. Hawks. That was amazing.
Yeah.
Shiny's always incredible.
Yeah.
Casey kicked us off really strong. I loved Casey so much. And we got so many intensely admiration kind of, oh, we loved Casey. She was so great. And then we did get a few comments about her language.
my.
Oh, dear.
Oh.
Yeah. So she warned us right up front that there could be an F-bomb or two.
Yeah.
And indeed there
she
was.
delivered. But she's so smart, and I really learned a lot from her.
I did too. I loved her energy.
Yeah, me too.
Yeah.
Yeah. And like you said, Shiny, I feel like I've been saying those are choices. And if you went to the conference, you know what I'm talking about. But she did a really great presentation about like, oh, you don't want to do this or you do want to do that. Like that, those are choices. And I've been using that in my own life. Like, hey, Bridget, those are choices.
That's
to myself, to our vendors, to our staff, to my kids. Sure, everyone's sick of it by now, but it's a really useful tool. I feel like it's a good reflection point on, what are you doing and why are you doing it?
I feel like Shiny always leaves us with something that we use for the rest of our lives.
I'm telling you.
I mean, we don't do that here.
We don't do that here. Every year, she just gives us a little nugget.
She does.
So powerful.
One of our favorites. We absolutely love her.
Mm-hmm.
Sadrina was back, did such a great job. And Juju Harris, oh my goodness.
Oh.
I mean, those two together, the next network TV food stars, right?
I'm telling you. Can I just hang out with Juju all day long? I love her so much.
She's the best.
Talk about nice energy. So yeah, it was great. And it was really nice to see a lot of attendees come back that have come back year after year, and also just welcome some new folks that are either new to the farmers market management space, like they're new managers, or just new to coming out and connecting with all of us, or maybe they were online last year and they got to come out in person.
Yeah, we saw a lot of those.
Yeah, and it was really nice. And we had some local San Diego market managers at the conference, which
more than usual, actually. We've always been surprised that we get so many people from Canada and New York and Chicago and, the other side of the country, and then Southern California. I don't know, because we're busy then? I don't know. We're not between seasons. Maybe that's it. But for whatever reason, we also had a lot of folks from Los Angeles and a lot of our local San Diego market managers.
It was fun. It was a blast. It was nice to get to know people. Got to hang with people that we know and get to know new people. So it was great. And tons of folks online that were just
people online.
Had such a great time. And I'm really as technically incapable as we are sometimes. I feel like we figured it out how to do a hybrid conference. And I'm just really proud of us that we are able to have that option for folks, because I know that not everybody can come out. Like that's just such a ridiculous ask that folks, on the other side of the country getting ready to open their markets, or they just work for a small organization, or they're like volunteers.
Right.
But this content is just so valuable for everybody who's running a market. And so to have that available for people who don't have it in their like business budget to come out and attend a conference in person, to have those options is just such a wonderful thing. And
it was great.
I'm glad that we have that.
Big thanks to Sina.
Oh, yeah.
Coming out from Minneapolis to be our online host and moderator and keep everybody going and facilitate that online experience.
Oh my gosh, she was so awesome. I mean, she just really was such like a positive presence, which is exactly what we needed for the online folks. And then she was in person with us, obviously, manning the desk and just keeping everybody happy and laughing and doing her little social media stuff. But just, it was so great. It was a great team.
Yeah, it was a great team. We had Christy from Pennsylvania. We had Tamara from Astoria and formerly Boise. It was great to see market managers from all over the country that kind of pitched in for that few days and joined our conference team. We'll be doing that again.
Yeah. It was great.
It'll be great.
Yep.
Videos have all been recorded.
Yep.
Those links have gone out to all attendees. So whether you were in San Diego or online with us, you should have gotten those in your inbox a couple of weeks ago and have them to listen to at your leisure. You can pick those back up again. And now we start talking about the next one.
Yeah. Oh, whoop. Love it. I'm like, oh God, planning the next one.
So we've had a minute to take a break, but now we're kind of getting back to it. Do watch our email newsletters and our Instagram. We're going to be posting links to surveys. We've gotten a lot of survey responses from the folks who were at the conference, but we're going to remind them one more time to tell us what they liked and what they'd like to see more of or less of. But we also want to do a survey to folks that have not yet made it to the conference, so they can tell us a little bit more about what they're dreaming of and what would make it easier for them to attend, whether it's the time of year or a location. Give us your ideas, give us your suggestions, whether you come every year or you're still looking forward to your first intense conference.
We want to hear from everybody.
That's right.
We like to talk about the conference. So.
We do.
Yeah, pitch in your input. So right after the conference, we had some big changes. Our dearest Justine has gone on once again to the glamorous life of a PR flack.
She's back at it.
She's back at it.
Back out there, bedazzling,
Yeah.
carting celebrities around, going to fancy events. She's so fancy.
She's
now.
very fancy, going to all the newest, greatest, and latest places around really Southern California. She's working for a great PR firm down here, and we're really excited for her and proud of her.
Yeah, we're just
Good luck, Justine. Just kidding. We love Justine so much. We had dinner last night, and I told her that I just recently put away my little voodoo doll of Justine, where I'm poking her in the arm for leaving us now. But she's just off to, a different
Somebody
journey. But
else is excited to have her on that team.
Yeah, no kidding. She really was a Jill of all trades and a little quip master
at the conference.
Yeah.
She took us a long way, Justine, and she did it by just learning how to do things. I'm sure our audience of all people in the world, our job is weird, can relate to this. Justine came in to do one thing and was just sort of pushed and dragged, or sometimes she dragged us into doing a lot of other things. She took a class and learned how to redesign our website, and she studied up on YouTube and learned how to produce podcasts. Yeah. So, I mean, we never would have done some of the things that we do without Justine pushing and pulling us along. So, big shout out to our quip master.
We're really grateful for Justine, and we love her very much, and we're still very good friends. But we'll figure it out.
It'll be fine.
Yeah.
And we have a new producer.
On that note, we have a brand new producer.
Sadly, she is not here on the podcast pod with us today.
Really needed her.
We needed her for a minute for this technical challenge, but we got it figured out, I think. Hopefully, if you're hearing this, we figured it out.
If this is on your podcast app, we did it. All right. All right, everybody.
So we're welcoming Haley Pascalides to the show. She's our new producer, along with being a regular at the Fort Greene Farmers Market in Brooklyn, out there shopping. She knows what we're about. Haley has an impressive background as a podcast producer, digital editor, and sound designer. So she's, we're not even making her just go out and learn new things like we did Justine in order to do this. She actually knows podcast productions. Exciting. So shout out to Christy Campley of Growing Roots Markets for the introduction. And we're excited to see where Haley takes us in this next iteration of Tent Talk.
That's right. We're growing and learning and hiring professionals.
Yeah, that's exciting.
Yeah. So we've never really had seasons on Tent Talk. It's just been like a farmer's market. We show up and record every week, rain or shine, almost 5 years now.
I know. Wild, right?
Can't believe it. It's been mostly Kat and Justine and I, but yeah, it's been a weekly show.
For so long.
Yeah.
Actually, when we were interviewing Haley, she said, so what kind of, how long are your seasons? And we just go every week. She go, really? For how long a stretch? I said, every week for the last 4 years.
Unbelievable.
What?
I listen to some podcasts that are every day. Wow. I mean, I don't listen every day, but they record. There's one that I listen to, Moms Don't Have Time to Read. I think that's what it's called.
Because they're busy podcasting, apparently.
I'm like, how do moms have time to podcast? This woman has 4 kids and she interviews authors and stuff. She's actually so smart. Zibby Owens. She's clearly not running a farmer's market because we don't have time for that.
Yeah, obviously not. Wow.
Yeah. So now we're just exploring new ideas for Tent Talk.
That's right.
Yep.
So we might do seasons.
Might stick with our weekly format.
I think we'll keep going weekly probably, but we may do a batch of podcasts about, say, a particular theme. So there's sort of feel more like a season. I mean, there'll be one season right after the other. We won't go away.
No, we're not going to take long breaks or anything, except for the next few weeks while we get our bearings.
That's right. Reorganize.
Not taking a break, but playing some best of episodes. So.
That's right. Yeah. So you'll still be able to listen. When we come back, we're going to do some interactive episodes where we're going to ask you to call in and share your answers to market questions, ideas about farmers market philosophies.
Which I think is a great idea because at the conference, I feel like our most popular sessions was when we got to go into breakout sessions and kind of talk amongst ourselves in smaller groups and like for the lunch breaks. And I know the folks on Zoom were getting, really into kind of chatting with each other a little bit more, like hearing from multiple market managers, as much as I know you all want to hear from us all the time. I think it's nice to just hear everyone's input and kind of talk about the same theme and topic, kind of like how we chat in our Farmers Market Pros community on Facebook, where everyone can kind of toss in their input and tips and tools and advice. and ask questions to each other. That's kind of how we want to facilitate some of the episodes of the podcast as well.
That was fun at the conference. We finally, after a couple of years of seeing that on suggestion cards, let's do some breakout sessions. We were able to break out into individual tables, and then each table reported back on their topic. It was good. We're going to do more of that at next year's conference, I'm sure.
Love it.
We're going to line up a new slate of guests. If you have somebody in mind that you think would make a great guest, be sure to email us or message us on Instagram, and we'll hunt them down if you don't know how to find them. Michelle Obama's still on my hit list. Okay, hit list is a bad thing to say when you're talking about Michelle Obama, who's amazing, but she's on my target list, shall we say.
There you go.
Yeah, we'd love to talk to her. We'd love to talk to Chef Jose Andres, but we also bet that you are aware of people that are amazing, even in your own community, that we might not know about. By all means, give us some tips on who to talk to.
And sometimes the most interesting people that we talk to are like newer market managers, just folks that run small markets. Like, you don't have to be some famous person. It's, just have something interesting to discuss or topic to cover.
Right.
And let's chat.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's exciting to watch those new market managers come up with ideas that we've kind of gotten jaded and we're used to doing things a certain way, and they come in with those fresh eyes and all of a sudden come up with really interesting ways to do things. Also, if you have favorite suppliers who should join us as resource partner sponsors on the podcast, we would love to talk to them as well. So let us know that too. If there's somebody that does an amazing job for you that could supply insurance or tents or any of the things that we need to other market managers, point them our way. We would love to incorporate them and get the word out about them to all of our followers.
Do we know of a company that makes the best measuring wheel in the world?
I think we should hunt that down.
They need to be on our resource list.
Because I do know that market managers love their wheels.
That's right. My best friend, Bruce.
Bruce.
My wheel's name. My green wheel is the Hulk.
I did not.
Tiny Bruce. Come on.
Wow. I'm finding out things about you I never do. You have a cute name.
You're not there at 4:30 in the morning when I'm measuring the street.
Thank goodness. So a reminder, while we're working on that, while we're kind of reformatting and looking at what's next in terms of the podcast, for the next few weeks, we'll be sharing some favorite older episodes. So stay tuned.
Yeah, we'll have some best stuff. So if you are new to listening to Tent Talk, it'll be new to you. And if you've been listening for a long time, you can kind of go back and listen. We're going to handpick some of our favorite episodes with some relevant information and stories and things.
Yeah. What's cool now?
Yeah.
What else happened? We had some other staff changes right around conference time. Really convenient. Do you hear the sarcasm in my voice? Really convenient. Not such great timing for us, but in the way of, do we remember silver linings? Remember talking about silver linings a year or so ago?
I'm getting tired of all of these silver linings because that means that something crazy is happening and then we have to look for the good thing that's happening. But you know what? It's fine. Everything's fine. Silver linings abound.
I just read the best book. You Could Make This Place Beautiful. I think that's the name of the book.
Mm-hmm.
And she was talking about, she was going through a traumatic experience and somebody said, well, life gave you lemons and you got to make lemonade. She said, yeah, well, I never asked for these lemons. I don't even like lemonade. Now that I've had to make some, I'm tossing a swig of vodka in there.
There you go.
There we go. But yeah, silver linings, lemonade, whatever. We're making good things out of challenging things.
That's right.
And so we had some staff changes on our market side right around conference time. And the outcome of that is we've sort of reevaluated who's doing what. And Bridget is kind of moving into a different space in our organization on the San Diego market side. And so am I.
Yeah, I've kind of been taking the last few years to still be working at the market and doing things, market related email newsletters and working on social media with Justine and doing those kind of things and helping with staff once in a while and working special projects at the market, but have been kind of pivoting towards farmers market pros, but now we're shifting that kind of stuff and looking at what makes sense for who is where. And so I will be shifting back into a role that I had a few years ago.
That's right.
At San Diego Markets, which is really like the point person for the markets for our 2 weekly markets in Little Italy in San Diego.
Yep. Operations manager, executive director, big shot. Big shot market manager.
President of the market.
That's right. Basically, she's going to be taking my job.
Yes.
Among other things, along with the existing job that she has. So not like she gets to give that one up and take on new stuff. She just adds to what she's doing, as is the way of farmers markets.
Just pile it on.
Piling it on. And I will be concentrating more on the podcast and blogs and newsletters. You'll be hearing from us a little bit more often once we get this transition kind of settled. Yeah.
It's time.
It's time. Maybe I'll write that book.
I think you should definitely write that book. Please do. I feel like it's Year of the Rabbit and we're all hip hoppeting around.
We are.
And
I'm going to hip hop.
That's right.
The end of this month.
Yeah.
To Rome, Italy. Right there.
Arrivederci. We're practicing our Italian. I'm not going, but we're both practicing our Italian hand signs.
Grazie, prego. How do you say it? Vino.
There you go.
There we go.
That's all you need to know.
Yeah. So I'll be off to Rome, where the World's Farmers Market Coalition is having its first General Assembly. It's been fascinating already talking to the different delegates that will be there from places like Ghana and Israel and oh gosh, all over the world. There's a farmers market in Chile. There's a farmers market in Turkey that we talked to the manager of. In the midst of kind of disasters and earthquakes and things, they're still bringing local food to the people. It's amazing. So I'm really excited about that. So I'll be meeting up there with a lot of farmers market people in Rome. And then this summer, Sadrina Jalal, who has spoken at our conference a few times, she and I are pairing up to speak at the International Market Conference that's put on by Project for Public Spaces. That's in Toronto this year. They travel around to different cities around the world. So we will be in Toronto in June. That's kind of exciting. And while I'm flitting around the world, Bridget will be pushing forward our very busy markets here in San Diego.
Yeah. And I feel like feel a little bit like a new market manager. I have a lot of like new ideas to like rejuvenate the market. We have a very big, important anniversary coming up with our Little Italy Saturday market. Kat started the market. That was her first market 15 years ago in this June. So June 3rd, we'll be celebrating at our market. It just happens to be the one Saturday Kat and I are both in town at the same time.
Thank goodness.
Kat's in between her jet setting. So we'll be celebrating and that will be really exciting. And we have some vendors that have been with us since the very beginning and a lot of new vendors that have come on. And we're just really proud of the market and proud of you, Kat, for everything that you've done to build such a wonderful space for farmers and local food makers and the neighborhood to come together.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Thank you for being a part of making it. It really is a wonderful place. If you've come to the conference and gotten to go to the Mercado, it's an exciting market. It's a big market in an urban area. We like to say we bring farmers to the city and people to the table.
That's right. So yeah, we're really excited to celebrate that. So we'll be doing that in the summer. And yeah, I'm just really excited to kind of get, just kind of jump in a lot more to the markets and running the markets. I'm kind of looking ahead at what I want to do with my life. I'm turning 40 on May 15th. And
Happy birthday.
Had a little, I wouldn't say midlife crisis. I'd say midlife reflection, maybe.
That's a good thing to do around big birthdays.
Yeah.
Kind of look at where you are, where you've been.
What do I want to do?
Learned, what you want to do next.
Where I want to go. And there's an opportunity here because we had some shifts happening at the market. So there's a big opportunity and it's just seemed like the right timing for me. So I'm excited. Kat and I went right after our conference, our Intense conference, Kat and I went to the Main Street America conference in Boston and spoke there. And I love that conference so much.
Big.
It's so big. There was thousands of attendees. They have 1 million sessions that I just walk away from every session just so inspired and like pages of notes. And it's just such a great space to be in, just really no matter what. But a lot of Main Street directors run their own farmers markets. So that's why we started going last year and talking to them about how to make their market profitable and how to run, operations, more smooth. And it's just great to talk to everybody out there. So it was nice to be there and I felt really inspired and I felt really like, okay, this is a job that I'm really passionate about and love and want to have really feet on the ground a lot more than I was past couple of years. So I'm excited.
I'm excited. You're excited. And I think Little Italy is really excited.
Yes.
Yes.
Little Italy seems to be very thrilled to keep it in the family and have somebody that really knows the market inside and out. Cause I just know every single thing about that market. So.
And the community.
Exactly.
So many people there.
All my folks in Little Italy. So that's what's happening on the market side. That's what's happening with the podcast. What else is shifting?
Not so much shifting, but one of my big projects that I'm going to take over as we're shifting around is expanding our resource partners program. So our very first sponsor, MarketWurks, who happens to be today's episode sponsor as well, they reached out just a couple of days ago and let us know that they want to renew for another year. They're excited to promote the 8th annual conference coming up in 2024 and to work with us all year on some other programs. So we're going to look at adding a variety of goods and service providers that we know can make your life easier, and maybe creating some ways that they can provide special benefits for our followers. It's already been a busy year, and it looks like it's just going to get busier, but really enriching. I think there's a lot of fun stuff going on.
I think so too. And just really looking forward to a really great market season if your market's just opening for the season, or for, some great weather and a really fun summer if you have a year-round market. I'm just feeling a good energy around this time of year. We're gearing up for a nice season of life and of the year and of all of our markets.
I think so too.
That's right.
Spring is all about change and renewal, right? We're
Yep.
loving it. Hope you are too. Thanks for listening today, and big thanks to MarketWurks. Maybe it's time to change how you manage your market and make life a little easier. Find more information by clicking the MarketWurks logo on the resource page at farmersmarketpros.com.